Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live Q&A on job hunting strategy, how to look for a job with a plan that actually works. Yeah, we need that plan, right? For everybody who's watching, welcome. My name is Maria Lucia Bermudez. You can call me Maria. I'm founder at Here to Work, and we are doing a lot of different activities to support job hunters out there, like everybody who's looking for a job or plans to look for a job. Here we are ready to not only to make a lot of interesting questions to our special guest speaker, but also to listen and prioritize your questions. Remember, there's no stupid question here. Please, there's nothing obvious about job hunting, and that's why we created this space. If you are not watching this live, but you're going to be watching this later, please feel free to get back to us and send us an email to info@heretowork.nl with your questions. Today, we have a lot of things to talk about, so I'm going to go directly to the introduction of our special speaker. Our special speaker, well, I met him since I was 20, so we have a lot of things to tell you about how we met, what we're doing, what are our professional backgrounds, but also he's going to talk today and specialize on the part of professional branding. In the end is how we put ourselves out there instead of shooting, so sending some bullets to the air and working or getting a job on whatever comes. We need a plan, we need a strategy, and that's exactly how we're going to be assessing the whole process. People who are now looking for a job and tired of not getting results for many years, months, or even that just got started, please share in the comments what are your dilemmas, what are you facing right now, what are the things that you're struggling with. And of course, please let us know where are you joining us from, like where are you based. I'm right now in a rainy Amsterdam grabbing some tea and some water. Yeah, let me know who you are and what is your current challenge when it comes to job hunting in the comment box here. Now, time to welcome our the one and only guest speaker, David. Welcome.
Hi,
Ooh,
Maria.
David,
Thank you for having me here
wow.
today.
I will put you like this. This is perfect. What a professional setup.
Oh, thank you. I love
You're
this kind
really,
of stuff. So thank you for having me today here.
of course, you're always super welcome. So let's start with a little introduction about who you are, what's your background, and of course, how we're going to link everything that you know to our main topic today.
Okay, well, I'm David Escandon. Well, I'm mainly a digital marketer. All of my background is in marketing mainly, but the best practices of marketing have helped me develop my career. I've been an entrepreneur. I've worked in several multinational companies. I've worked in different kind of agencies, and mostly I've worked in my personal brand, and that has helped me to achieve all my professional goals for up to until today.
That's really great because we're going to be also not only talking about general questions, but we're also going to talk about how all these questions about job hunt and job search are applied to your own career, because in the end, we do what we preach, especially when we have a background on digital marketing and we work on how to, put ourselves out there professionally on the different digital channels, especially on LinkedIn. We need to know and we need to learn from doing, right? And I think that it will really, really, this perfect time to share your story on how you also managed to find your own jobs around the world. So let's talk about it. Let's start with clarity on what is my career, what is career development. In the end, we need to understand what we are aiming for, like what is the objective. And why do I say this? It sounds obvious, like if you're looking for something, if you're going to achieve the goal of finding a new job or transitioning from one career path to another one, you need to start with having a clear goal, right? And the problem is that many people, and unfortunately many people, just start searching on whatever, and they just do a mix and match of different skills or different experiences, and they have 10,000 versions of one CV, for instance. So that doesn't work because it's a lack of focus, right? So we want to see how we can minimize and prioritize our professional and personal priorities within a concrete career plan. So let's talk about this first. How can I get that clarity on where am I heading towards, as a professional?
Okay, forgive me if if I may use some marketing terms while I explain myself, but it will work. It will work. I promise. Okay, the first thing is to know yourself. It's the same when you're selling a product. You need to get to know the product. In this case, you're the product. So the first step is self-assessment. That's understanding your interests, your strengths, your value, what makes you different from other people in your own field of expertise, what makes you outstand from your competitors, what do you like and what you do not like, what you're willing to do and what you're not, because sometimes you have these huge goals, these huge dreams, but the path to get there doesn't match really your personality. So you need to understand what you're willing to do and to know yourself. Then you need to set your goals. That's like the second most important step. That's setting these goals in the short term. That could be 1 year from now, in the midterm, 5 years from now, and in the long term, where do you want to be 10 years from now? That is really, really important to protect yourself. Where you want to be, what do you want to do, and where you're aiming to. The other important key aspect is research. Okay, that's really get to know where or what are you going to do in the field where you're focusing your career. I studied communications, and in one point you had to choose a career path. Back then, when I was at university, I wanted to be an editorial producer to make books, but that didn't end up happening. I ended up working with digital publications and multimedia uh, projects. Somehow, I ended in the field of digital marketing, something that didn't even existed when I was studying. So you have to be open to these like the changes around the world to try to to make this career path. Also, it is really important to seek guidance, to talk to people in your career, to have them as mentors. Yeah, that's why it's really important to be open to go to conferences, to networking events, to know people that works in your own category and in your own fields, to that can work as guides and give you some highlights of what you need to do in order to accomplish some goals in your career. And also it is really important to develop all of your skills that may depend on your current field, but you need to know what your competitors have and that you may not do not have, and start training yourself to get those skills that are most appreciated in your industry.
100%. It's really, really important that, first of all, this is also recorded. So everybody who registers is going to receive the video and also a really, really nice tool to get started or to continue, strategizing and making your plans to move forward professionally. Really important what you mentioned about to stay open, because in the end, finding a job is a combination between understanding who you are, what you want, but also listening to the market needs. You explained what you thought that you were going to do initially, in the beginning of your career, and what you actually end up doing, especially for those who are building an international career or thinking about working abroad, or you're already abroad. Here, for example, I am here in the Netherlands, and we support that here to work everybody who's trying to kickstart that career exactly in this country or also abroad internationally. We need to stay open to what the market needs and how that fits with my current skills, but also with new potential skills that I might, get along the way, or that I might already learned without even realizing. For instance, for me, it happens a lot that people invite me to speak at events, or like, or do workshops on how to network, and I'm like, oh, do I know all these things? Yeah, actually I learned by doing, and now people see me as somebody who can do, that type of thing, that type of work. So the fact that you study something doesn't mean that you need to exactly do what is this, in the curriculum, or is this like the perfect description of what you do. Stay open to go with the flow and to find things that match your reality, in that case an international market or international labor market. So when it comes to the steps to make it really more actionable, what would you say that are the key steps to find a job that is matching like those careers aspirations, what I think that I need right now as a professional.
Okay, the first step is to start applying to job offerings. If you do not apply to what's available, no one is going to look for you. Well, they might look for you, but the chances are minimum. So you have to start applying to all of the offers that are available and that you think that may match your interests. Okay, so start applying. You may even have to deliver, I don't know, 100 curriculums to different companies, but there is a higher chance to get that dream, if you start applying and not waiting to things to for things to happen. Okay, that's a really key aspect. That also means that you will need to be open to frustration, because the truth is that most of the curriculums that you deliver aren't going to be open. Yeah, it's like sending them to a black hole. Recruiters are not even going to look at them. So that's why you need to look for a way to stand out. Yeah, that's why it's really important to develop your own personal brand. Yeah, that's not like designing your logo and posting irregularly in your social media, but it's having a point of view on your industry, having something to say, working on how you approach things, and that is what will give you this added value and will make you outstand from your competitors. Okay, the other thing is to build your own professional network. Yeah, we've had different paths in all of our careers, but we got to meet a lot of people. So building this network is really important. You could add your workmates, vendors, your even some of your classmates back when you were at university. But having this support network will be also really important. Something to back what you're telling about yourself, the stories that you're telling. Actually, then distilling your own story. And it is also really important to have a voice in your industry. That is, keep posting. Nobody's going to find you if you're not saying things all the time. If you're getting to post articles, notes, videos, there are a lot of means to create content right now. And if you really know your field of expertise, if you really have a point of view, those are the things that will make your profile outstand.
Mhm. We will also talk a little bit about the CV and the motivation letter, of course, about how to make it more efficient, like to effectively showcase what are your skills and your experience. But what you're saying about building a brand is the most important key takeaway from this. Like if you're going to take something today, is how do I build my brand? Because that is going to be the long-term plan. No matter how many jobs or how you flow in jobs, or if you ever want to combine a job with creating your own business or consultancy, your brand is your strongest and is your own asset. So we're going to also be talking a little bit about that, because that's the most important thing. And also how to benefit from everything that is out there in the digital world, so you can understand what is relevant. Of course, you can know 10,000 things and you can have many skills, but what is the really like the most important topic that you need to focus on, when you're building your own brand? That's really important. And also known, really important. You mentioned that a lot of people are just sending many applications, and that this is the job hunting is a full-time job in terms of that you're sending 10,000 applications, and many of them are not even going to reach the recruiter. So it's a lot of massive, versus quality and handpicked things. And I think that one pro tip here is to know that you can also join or like apply to vacancies that are open. You can just say to companies that you admire or that you think that you can add value there, hey, I'm available to work. There's a lot of nice stories about people who just applied openly, like just went and reached out to that company and said, hey, here I am, I can do this, I see you're doing that in that direction, or we fit in that way, and just do an open application. Most of the vacancies are not there yet, so make sure that this is happening. And second, another pro tip is to use the networking and use a network as such as a LinkedIn to meet people in the industry, in the companies that you're interested, and start connecting with the people that actually have your job title. They just get that insider look on how is it to work in that company, and try to get a mentorship or advice from people who are already there, because those are that's one foot on the door, you know. If you talk to a potential colleague of yours, that's more than sending an email to somebody that you don't even know. So of course, combining this with real people and with networking, you know, with a network such as LinkedIn, will give you way more chances to be seen and to, you know, like to stand out, like David is saying now. So let's talk a little bit more about the pro tips about this moment, like, you know, like the pain points that are like the CV and the motivation letter that are part of the standard process. And then let's get out of that grid and talk about a personal brand. So some pro tips about how to do the CV and the motivation letter in an efficient way, and that is not really like, oh my God, I have to do this 10,000 times more. What would be
Okay.
your advice on how to write it?
This pro tip will also apply to your LinkedIn profiles or any job related network, is to make a keyword research. This is really, really important. Go through the current posted job offerings and look for specific keywords that recruiters are using to find your job. For example, you can have, I don't know, I will use search engine optimization as an example. You may have that skill, you know that you have it, but if you do not explicitly write it in your CV or any of your previous job descriptions, nobody's going to find you if you do not specifically use that keyword in your profile. So you need to look for the main keywords that are being used in your industry, for the skills that you currently have, for experience that you currently have, and look for a way to include those keywords in your profile and in your CV. Okay,
Okay, for
you can
somebody that
use,
doesn't come from the digital world, how do I do that? I said, like, okay, I will do a keyword. This like, what are the
yeah,
tools, or
you
what
can do
can
it
I do?
manually. You can do it manually. You can look for 10 postings, for example, and if they all have, I don't know, uh, they need an account manager with international experience. Yeah, so it's probably that a recruiter will use LinkedIn as a search engine and write international account manager. And if you do not have those terms in your profile specifically, well, they're not going to look for them. So you'll need to look for those keywords, yeah, and how recruiters are using them. And one way is to look for the current posted job offerings. Those keywords may be there, yeah. So just analyze them, write like those key concepts, and look for a way to include them in your CV. You can do it in your skills, in your experience, in your achievements, yeah, but make sure that those keywords are included there. Okay. Oh, it's also a nice practice to list your skills, just not to include them, just to make them visible, and also write them. This will work in your CV and in your LinkedIn profile. Another tip is, well, there are a lot of things that you are usually able to do. So in that way is advised to like have different versions of your CV, yeah, for different job levels, for different roles that you may be able to apply, yeah, because maybe experience in some fields may not help other fields. So just be mindful of the offering you're applying to and the curriculum that you're sending. And the same applies to the motivation letter. I used to have a template for motivation letter, but when I was going to send the letter, I just not sent any um, standard letter, but I examined like the main skills, and I was sure to list them first in my experience before applying or sending the cover letter. Yeah, and it's always important to express your interest in the company. Yeah, and also highlight the experience that may work for the specific role that you're applying. Yeah, emphasize how these skills and experience will work you to develop that role. And obviously, well, check your grammar, your spelling, yeah, your make sure that everything is properly written. You can make use of AI tools that would also help us, would help you a lot, especially when you're sending a letter or writing something in a language that is not your native language.
Important. We're going to give some of these tools that we can use, AI tools that can help you to enhance your professional profile as well. Is there anything else that we need to mention about the creation of the personal brand? It's really important what you're talking about in terms of matching skills with what the market is looking for, and the possibility of doing it manually by just taking the last 10 vacancies that you're trying to apply for and seeing what are the terms. In the end, people, it's about language. We need to speak the same language, right? So if I'm looking for, I don't know, somebody to help me organize events, I'm looking for somebody who, I don't know, I want to create a position for an event manager who has experience with international processes, for example, and I use this over and over in my offering. Just think like the person who is the employer. Just think like the employer or the recruiter, and see how they communicate. Because if you communicate in the same way and mirror that, not only in the written way but also in the interviews, you will get more chances because you're exactly giving what the market is looking for. So we need to just listen instead of just offering. And that's changing the idea of, oh, I have a lot of things to give, and just putting everything and talking a lot. It's more about listening than talking. Job hunting is really about analyzing, doing research, listening, and in the end, understanding and integrating that language and that way of communication within the whole process. That's, the pro tip here is listen more than, oh my God, I'm desperate, I can get a job in anything. No, from desperation or from scarcity, you only have more scarcity. Huh? Really important. And
Yes, sir.
now, yeah, right?
You're
You're like, oh,
absolutely,
I
you're
lost
absolutely right.
everything.
Yeah, if you think it in terms of marketing, you need to think like your client. In this case, your client would be the recruiter. You need to think like the recruiter and how you can fit their needs. That's the key aspect. You need to match the job and find a job that also matches you.
Exactly. It's all about matchmaking. So we need to understand how we dance that dance, how we go to that party instead of, oh, I have so many things to say and I have this super long CV and all these skills. Okay, I don't need to hire you for 10,000 skills. I need 3 skills that are written in all the vacancies. So check that out and take technology. Technology is your partner. Technology is your partner. So let's talk about the AI tools that are out there so I can enhance that profile, not only the grammar, but also that, putting myself out there professionally. How can I make myself more attractive as a candidate for potential employers?
There are two kind of candidates: those who use AI tools and those who do not use these tools. So it's better to be a candidate that knows how to use AI tools. So you can even use tools that are available for free. For example, ChatGPT. You can ask them to review your profile. Obviously, the idea is not to make it generate like a generic profile, but to guide the tool to do exactly what you need to do. Okay, so in this case, if you're asking ChatGPT, for example, for help to write your CV, well, you need to give them some basic specifications like your skills, like your experience, like your focus. Yeah, and also check it manually because this these tools make mistakes. So also be aware of what you're going to write and what you're going to put in your CV. For example, it is really important to have a really nice picture for your professional profile, not for your CV. Actually, I disencourage to use photos in your CV because, well, people are not going to hire you for your looks unless you're trying to get a job as a model or as a, I don't know, like an actor or something. But it is really important to have a photo in your LinkedIn profile. It is a good practice. There are even AI tools that will help you to create a mugshot. Yeah, just upload your picture and the tool will help you with your outfit, will help you with the background. You can generate this automatically. Maybe we can have a follow up with the use of these tools. But there are also a lot of tools that you can use. They make new tools every day for different kind of functions. One work best than others. In this case, you would need to try. But for example, if you want to input the keywords for your professional profile, you can do that, and the AI tool will help you generate this. Yeah.
Perfect. I think that is really important to, we're going to send an email with the links to these tools. Of course, everybody knows ChatGPT. There are more similar solutions, and also one that you talked about, the professional profile pictures. These are important in the end. Like, we need to create this not only as a strategy for job hunt right now, but just to put ourselves out there professionally, that people see, oh, that's the difference between you searching for a job and you posting your holiday pictures, right? We need to make the difference clear, and we need to have that plan out within our strategy. How does it look like, just as a bonus question, how does it look like if we think, okay, I'm looking for a job, this is the main job, your full-time job is to find a job. If you start, let's say, from 9 to 5, what would a day of a job hunter look like? You experienced that yourself, right? Recently you were looking for different jobs. Now you're based in Colombia, you found a job in Canada, right? And it's really important to see how also, and that's also a really important topic for our next event, remote workers, and how people that do the whole process entirely and will continue to work entirely online and digitally, how to put yourself out there and find opportunities everywhere. And now, post Corona, this is really important to know, that there's not only companies locally but internationally hiring talent all over the place. I want to know from your experience of whenever you were in that position of job hunting, how was your look, like your day looking like? And also, now we can introduce maybe our surprise, our bonus that you're all going to get by email. Is like what is the tool? How do I proceed to do or to use the tools or the resources to be able to plan out my day and execute, my job hunt strategy from A to Z? How is it? Tell me.
Yeah, well, finding a job is a job itself, so you need to dedicate some time to accomplish what you're looking for. It's not like, okay, I may eventually apply for an offering, I don't know, every month. Yeah, that will make really unlikely to get this opportunity. So you have to actively look for this job. Okay, so an important thing was tracking all the CVs that I or all the opportunities where I applied. So I kept track of the date. I also kept track of the place where I found the job offering, because I don't know if you're going to apply to 100 offerings or postings, and they call you back from one of these companies, you need to know which company it was and exactly what where they're looking for. So I had like this huge repository where I could access to all this information. I also had some templates to apply to this job offering, and I was really open to different kind of opportunities. So I had to optimize my profile in different job boards, not only LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an excellent channel, but it's not the only one. There are other channels like Indeed, Glassdoor. You need to be sure that your profile is updated across all the existing job boards, and keep track of the kind of roles that you're applying to. They may even have different salary range and different levels of seniority and different skills. So that's why you need to keep track of this. Yeah, just not make it randomly. Just have a methodology and keep the tracking of the time it may take to get this offering. Okay, so if you applied, for example, a week ago, know that may take a month or two or three, or yeah, to get them to get
Let's
back
keep
to
a
you.
concrete example with the recent job hunt. We're talking about this case to share with everybody, because of course we don't want to just talk about theories. We want to talk about what exactly happened. So maybe you can give us a little example of how was it, how long it took you from start to finding several opportunities, several job offerings by using your method. And we are also going to be sending your methodology and everything that you develop in a ready to go, let's say, template.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
Okay.
show the screen and tell a little bit about what happened in your own experience, and how proactive you were to actually get the results.
Okay, I actually was really proactive. In this specific case, they were the ones who found me because I optimized my profile to match the profile or the keywords that they were looking for. So they looked after me, but the whole process took about a month. But anyway, when they made the offering, I just took note in my tracking list of the requirements for the job, the salary, the like all the implications of being there, and I that gave me and allowed me to have some time to make some research about the company. That's also really important. No, uh, a lot, the most that can about the company where you're going to apply. Yes, in that case, you're fully informed if you're going to have an interview. But yeah, the process took about a month. And it was a strategy role for an agency in Canada, and that's the other thing that currently companies are hiring people all over the globe. So you just need just don't compete with the local people, but you are competing with people that have your same skills all over the world. So that's why it's really important to look for a way to stand out.
Great. So last but not least, I'm checking if there's any questions. So far, so good. We're making questions here. I hope that these questions are matching what you're also wondering. If not, if you have more questions, please post it in comments. I'm looking at the comment box now, or you can always, of course, reach out by email at info at heretowork.nl. And we are also going to be sending the resource, and really nice ready-made template with everything that David just described, so you have something concrete, actionable project manager with specific task overview of everything you need to have in one place, so you can go really like, this is my plan, this is how I organize my vacancies, these are my skill set, everything that we just described. Maybe we can share the screen to show them a little bit sneak peek of the template, and you will be getting access for free as part of this little Q&A. And people, we're going to be hosting a lot of more events. We want to hear from you. What are the topics that you want us to focus on now and especially from next year onwards? So I'm going to be posting as well in comments our form, so you can go back to be invited in our upcoming events and everything. I see that Pam Cepeda says, thank you. Any questions or anything that we can add to this chat with David? Yes, here are the topics for next events. But for this topic, is there anything that you want to add or that we are missing or that you would like to share? Also frustrations, everything, because we know it's tough. It's tough to compete. And there's a lot of things happening with the job market everywhere, not only in the Netherlands, but everywhere. But thanks to the pandemic, now the world is opening to new opportunities. And that's what we want you to learn. Get the tools to build your own professional brand and to match the skills with what the market is looking for. So I'm checking comments now. I also leave you with the link for new events. And if you find this useful, we're also going to add the coffee. We run on coffee because we host a lot of events now. And we want to know if this was useful for you. You can always, of course, get us a coffee. You will see what it is here. The link is here. Exactly. You can invite us for a coffee as a way to give us feedback on how good this content was for you in the moment. We know it's tough. You're not alone. We're a community that really helps people, to get things done, especially in career development and international career development. If you go to our website, you will see immediately that we were hosting our international job fair, but we also host and organize these events on a regular basis. And from next year, even more. So please let us know what are the topics for the next event. And I think that this is all. David, any more pro tips or any last message or key takeaway for everybody to go home or to continue their evenings here in the Netherlands with with something really concrete and actionable?
Yeah, just to keep going. This is finding a good job is hard. Yeah, it's not going to take it's going to take some time. So keep working on it, and I know that you'll get there.
Perfect. Are we going to share the screen with a little bit about the bonus? so you know what
Yes,
you're
if we
going to
still
do
have
the
time.
email. Yes, we have 1 minute, and I just want to show you the tool, because in the end, really nice. But what do I do? We want to give you the right resources, so I think that we can add this one quickly, and then that's it for today. Yeah, here we are.
Okay. This is like a general template. This is a Notion template that you will be able to download. If you don't know what Notion is a note-taking and project management app. It's really, really useful. You get to love it. This is just some templates that I used to find job. This is just like the generic template that I created. I'll show you my own example on how I used it. So I had my profile in Spanish and in English because most of the job offerings I was applying to were in Spanish or in English. But I also had some information about my profile where I could rapidly access to my job achievements and responsibilities in Spanish and in English. For my career, I had access to information about my education, some relevant links that I may need to share, uh, fast access or quick access to my CV, so I just could download it if needed, and some templates for cover letters. Here you can see, for example, um, the template for the cover letter in Spanish and in English, some of my skills, because sometimes they make you list your skills. So I just had to copy them and paste them. Obviously, you need to adjust these things depending to the role that you're applying. It's important to use the main needed skill to put them in the beginning. But I had also templates for emails, for declining offers, because I had also a lot of first offers that I had to decline. So I had also a template for that. I had tracking of all of my certifications. This is really important. This is a way to certify my skills, and I think this was like the most important part, that it was tracking all of my applications. I'm just going to access to that whole table to show you.
Pam is saying here
Um,
that she loves Notion, so great. If you're familiar with it, you understand, you know how powerful this template
yes.
is. Yeah,
So here I had the role I was applying to, the company, the stage of the application, the apply date, the offer URL, or the place where I could find it at LinkedIn, for example, the source of where the application came, and the number of days I applied. So you can see this just the way to keep track of things. So if they called me from one of these offerings, I knew exactly where to find the information, when did I apply, and also have easy access to the template. So what you're going to get is this same template. Let me see, but obviously with not without my information, just the basic template where you will be able to fill it with your own data, add your own experience, education, your own relevant links, your documents. Uh, Also modify your templates. I added some basic uh, like assets, but you can
of
modify them
course.
to your
Make
liking.
it yours. This template,
Yes.
this template is going to be included as part of this Q&A. Later on, we're going to put it in the market. So this is for you. Please keep it like that. Make use of it as much as possible, because you see that it's really like with the purpose of giving you a project management approach to job hunting. That's the plan, that you have your goal and everything in one place, accessible, easy to get it, and easy to continue building on it for the future, because of course jobs can change, positions can change. This is your powerhouse, and we want to give you those tools. People, we hope that you enjoyed this time. Thank you, David, for sharing all this knowledge, all these pro tips, and for everybody who's watching and will be watching this Q&A. Here we are to help you during along the journey, and to help you along the pain and the success, and to celebrate. I want to listen to the success stories about how many of you is going to be, starting to do this keyword research, like think about yourself professionally and create a brand around what you're doing, which is in the end your most valuable asset. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thank you, David, for the time, and for everybody who's watching us now. Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
it.
Yeah, thank you for the
Okay.
invitation.
Yes, please check your inbox with all the information and don't forget to fill in the form to get invited to our next events and suggest topics. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Have a nice week. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.